What is up, Hardcore Nation? Hardcore here with you for Season 3, Episode number 8. We are in new territory last week at Episode 7, and we are now just going to keep plowing forward with hopefully every Tuesday night. And we are thrilled again to have our very good friend, co-host, Mikey Waynes back with us. Mikey Waynes, welcome, brother, for round 2 with us at Hardcore Harvey Motorsports Life Behind the Pros.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be back. And
dude, tell us real quick about Good Night. What do you got going on behind you, man? What the
everything. Heck? So, these are my toolboxes that, I used to turn. I know this is going to be hard to believe. I used to turn wrenches with my dad.
There's no way.
I know. My dad ran a small auto electric shop, so rebuild starters, alternators. I live in Crawfordsville, home of the Iron Man, so it's agricultural, central. So a lot of old farm equipment. I used to rebuild magnetos and old tube hangers, things like that. So they don't get used like they used to, but I still have them because, as everybody knows, Snap-on, Matco, Mac tools are very expensive, and I'm not getting rid of them.
So is that hat old farm equipment too? I mean, old Milwaukee. Good Night. Where'd you dig that thing out?
Yeah, it was in the back of the fridge with the 30-year-old old Milwaukee that nobody wants to drink.
Dude. So we got a big show tonight, man. I'm going to pull up a graphic here over top of us real quick. Folks, we got what a show lineup for you tonight. We've got the Kenda Racing Tires ripping up the weekend. We're going to review the Gncc Hoosier. We're going to talk a little bit about the hardcore experience. So we actually had a pretty decent run. We got DP Brakes Dirt Dominators coming up. We've got the Hauser Racing taking it to the house of the week. Rider of the week is going to be Bryson Neal with us. Sunstar Chains and Sprockets, our rising star guest is going to be Quentin Galker. Custom Access All Smooth News is going to be Jason Stewart with Action Off-Road. We're going to talk to Jason about the Action Off-Road camp. And then we're going to get into our fantasy lineup. We've got a new sponsor for fantasy. Steel City Poured Walls is jumping on, and they are the foundation of our ATV fantasy contest. We're going to review, actually, we didn't get to do fantasy for round 6. We're going to review round 5 winners, and then we're going to set up round 7, the John Penton. We're going to pick our ATV fantasy classes live, and then we're going to get into our 9-2 Goggles Clear View Ahead segment, where we're going to talk about what local series are racing this weekend, and then we're going to wrap the show up as we normally do with our Hardcore Nation swag giveaway. Tonight, we're going to be giving away a shirt from Evans Coolant, some Kenda swag, and some DP swag, wrapping it all up. But we are going to talk about some of the great sponsors and some of the giveaway stuff that's coming online here real soon. So Mikey, so we got a big lineup.
Yeah.
So first of all, real quick, before we talk about my experience at the Hoosier, you had a different role this weekend at the GNCC. So tell us about what happened and how that went down.
So Friday, 4 a.m. I kid you not, 4 a.m. Friday, I get a text from the voice, what do we call Rodney? The voice of off-road racing, right? The voice of GNCC. He says, Mikey, I'm down in the hip, which he's had some hip problems for a while. But he says, it's affecting my back, which of course it is because he's been, compensating, walking. And he's like, I don't think I'm going to make it, which if he's texting me on a Friday morning that, I'm like, I know you're just not going to make it. So we had to make do. So I jumped into Rodney's spot and dusted off my lackluster 10-second call I haven't done since. I've done it in a couple GNCCs where Rodney had to leave early, but really I've not done it.
So it's like in the GNCC dugout, they went to the phone and they called for the right-hander.
That's
brought you out of the bullpen.
Come in there with a knuckleball, man.
So dude, it went great, man. You did an awesome job for kind of not having a lot of notice and winging it. And then, of course, special treat for us. We got to join you in the booth for the afternoon race and got to help you call the afternoon race. And man, what experience for us that was. I've had several folks tell us it went real well, given we had limited resources with no drone footage, and we only had a couple camera views. And you and I were looking at each other, kind of winging it, man.
Yeah, it was. You got the inside scoop on what goes down sometimes when the internet doesn't want to play nice with us. We dropped some camera shots. It was a struggle for Jeff and I, but we needed you, and I think we continue to need you. I think that's the thing missing from ATVs on Saturday. Sunday we get Johnny in there, Johnny Gallagher, and he gives us some rider input. And, Rodney and I, we're not racing the track. We need rider input. So I was really grateful to have you in there. And I hope you're still able to do that moving forward, because we need the rider's perspective during the race call for sure.
Well, I can just tell you, man, as long as you guys are willing to have us, we are going to be there in the booth with you. It was, again, we don't take that opportunity lightly to get to be at a venue like that and get to help you make the call. Brandon Rogers here, give me a little love. Hardcore sounding like a natural. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate it, buddy. So before we move on real quick, I want to bring this up just to remind folks for our swag giveaway at the end of the show. Folks, if you remember that we will be giving away swag at the end of the show, all you have to do is here in a minute when I tell you guys, you just have to make a comment, Hardcore Nation, anything in the comment section will automatically get you entered in the winning the swag at the end of the show. So this is what we're going to start collecting the giveaway tool here in just a second, but don't forget to make a comment. Also, with the guests we have on tonight, folks, please, if you guys have a question for Bryson Neal coming up here, or Quentin Galker, or Jason Stewart with Action and Action Off-Road Camp, please throw those questions up in the comments. I know that all three of our guests tonight are more than willing to answer questions that you guys might have for them. And that was one of the things that when Bryson and I talked a little bit about pre-show, that he was kind of excited about the opportunity just to kind of interact with some of the fan base in a little bit different way on the show tonight. So all right, real quick before we get into our first guest, our Kenda ripping it up for the weekend, Gncc round 6. That is a picture of Bryson Neal on two wheels going to the start. That is not what I looked like racing. However, everybody knows I got hurt round 1 pretty badly, and it's been, at 53 years old, it's been a struggle to recover, and we've been real disappointed. We've been real frustrated. However, I think at the Hoosier, we saw a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. We really felt good all day. Ended up being able to run in a third place spot. Probably more exciting for me than anything was for 3 laps, we were inside a minute of the top 2 guys, which that's about normally where we should be running and contending in the top 3 spots, and every once in a while sneaking out a win. But so I was excited, but I got to say, like I told you in the booth, the most devastating part of the race was seeing the 2-lap card instead of the white flag.
You were not alone in that feeling. There was a lot of folks that were like, "Oh, you've got to be kidding me."
Yeah, man, that was rough. That was a rough moment when I pulled in there and came around thinking, okay, white flag, I can push for 9.2 more miles. I got it. And I saw the 2-lap card, and it just messes with you, man. Like, you start thinking, okay, do I try to hang on where I'm at? Do I got 18 more miles in me? Is my pit crew got me something to drink coming through? You got a lot of stuff all of a sudden at the 2-lap card. It kind of messes with you versus that white flag. That seems almost like a moment of relief when you see the white flag.
I feel like that's the general consensus on that. Everybody sees the 2-lap card, and that's when the mind over matter begins for everybody.
Yeah, like point. I would be okay with, and I realize this is about time, but I would be okay with just a mandatory 4-lapper. Like, it can't be any more than like we'll just take 4 laps.
Done.
All right, man. So that kind of wraps up our recap of our race. Again, thanks to all the people who help us at the track this weekend. I got to thank Ryan Wilhelm Racing and the Wilhelms. I got to thank all the folks who I got to thank the McCulleys who let me stay in their camper Friday night, because kind of obviously with the Gator having a unique situation with the RV burning up, and that all changed. That changed our ability to have someone consistent that we could be. So folks have been great about stepping up and helping us out, find a place to stay and keeping us at the track. So definitely want to thank those folks. So, all right, tell you what, I think it's time. You ready?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
All right, here we go. So, oh, know what? Nope. I skipped a section, Mikey. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, Bryson, you're going to have to hold on just another 60 seconds, buddy. So right now we're going to bring up our DP Breaks Dirt Dominators of the Week from GNCC Round 6. So I have picked our top 10, and Mikey, the way I do this is that they have to win by at least 5 minutes of their class, or they have to make more laps than anybody else in their class to be considered for as a Dirt Dominator for the week. So we're going to run through our top 10 list here real quick. Our DP Breaks Dirt Dominator top 10. First of all, Evan Ruckel in the 250 13 to 15 class. McKenna Smallwood in Schoolgirl 12 to 15 was a Dirt Dominator. In the third spot, Josh Day in the 4x4 senior. In number 4 spot, Craig Aliff in 30 plus C. In the 5th spot, Nick Weber, 35 plus C. Number 6 spot, our good buddy and friend Nick Lambruno in the Silver Masters class. He won by 9 minutes. Number 7 spot would be Reston Richards in the Schoolboy Junior 13 to 15. In the 8th spot would be Dylan Cooper, 24 plus C. In the 9th spot, Mark Thomas in Golden Masters. He made one more complete lap than anybody else in that class. And in rounding out our top 10 is Jeff Pickens in Vet A. He had a great ride at the Hoosier also. So that is your DP Breaks Dirt Dominators of the week. Mikey, do you know any of those names from any of the calls?
Hey, top to bottom, man. Larry Mills is a proud man on that one. So let me ask this: if they get that and they win by that much, or they get one more lap than everybody, do they get like this DP Breaks recognition because they were easy on the brakes? Because clearly they weren't using their brakes; they were all throttle.
Yeah, it's like a conundrum. Because,
I mean, yeah,
but it just sounded cool. DP Breaks Dirt Dominators. So that's why I've named that section that. But Mikey, one more thing. You and I had a conversation. We're gonna have a little segment each time you join the show. What is the whiskey? What is the whiskey of the week? What are you pulling out?
Well, it only made sense. We are speaking in a moment with the Bidwell Bullet, so I went with a Frontiers Whiskey Blenders Select Bullet Bourbon. So not your normal bullet. It's a special bullet, and I don't really know what that means, but it's really good.
Well, I told you earlier that it's not fancy, but we're going with Lead Slinger. So
good choice.
That is our whiskey of the week here. So all right, I think we're ready. We're going to bring Bryson Neal on here. So we're going to add him to the show, and we're going to bring our comments back up to see. Bryson Neal, welcome, buddy. Welcome to Life Behind the Pros. Even though you are a pro, we're making an exception.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. I wish I would have got the memo on the whiskey. I would have had me one made up too.
Well, I guess it's a you never know because you guys are so intense with your training and stuff. It's like a lot of times there's no alcohol in the week, and you guys aren't doing that. So next time, man, we'll give you a heads up.
Yeah, give me a heads up. I would have poured one up tonight with you guys.
So listen, Bryson, we talked last night just when we were kind of testing your camera and making sure we get everything to work. But man, 3 in a row, extended the points lead to 6 points. You're just kind of on a roll right now. So I just wanted to give you a chance to kind of tell us how the year's unfolded for you so far. You and I talked about that. It just seems like last year you were right there. Of course, you had the injury. And just kind of ever since then, you just been on another level of determined to get back to where you are right now, man. So tell us about it.
Yeah, coming into the year, the old man, I mean, we really didn't know what to expect. He never even went and watched me ride leading up to the season, so I know he was tight. So, we did all that work from getting hurt last year and all the rehab, all the strength training, and the hours of stretching that went into it to try to get back to, where you could just run, bicycle, and then the workouts picked up, just RDLs and squatting and box squats and ATG split squats. Stu Baylor introduced me to Ben Greenwood from Australia, and so lucky I crossed paths with him because it really changed my perspective on a lot of things. Ben, he's brought a lot of things to the table for me, and he's just all around just a great dude, and I'm so glad I got to meet him. The knowledge and the education that he's taught me on training and things for my rehab and my knee. If I was just by myself without meeting him, there's no way I would have been able to come back so strong so quick. So definitely, I always thank Stu for always putting me in connection and put me in the room with him, because the, not to talk bad, but the hospital route, that therapy, it wouldn't have got me where I needed to be, and it's just the truth on it. And then he got me whipped into shape, and I started riding about halfway through December. And when I got up on the bike, I had no pain, my knee, everything felt good, but not riding for that long, I wasn't as bad as what I thought I would have been. I thought I was going to be absolute just trash, just arm pump city, not hitting no marks, just completely awful. But I tell you what, the first couple of times riding, I was like, man, I'm really not that far off. I mean, I couldn't hold the pace that long, and I get tired, but it wasn't as bad as what I thought it would. As bad as what I thought it would have been. But we got through January and February, and all of a sudden, GNCC, it comes quick late February, and we lined up, and I was nervous. I really didn't know where I was going to stack up. I knew no matter what, my goal going into the day, I wanted to finish a podium. And we was able to pull off the win. And, that was amazing for our first race back, and, all the hours and everything that went into to get back to that moment. And but yeah, we got the win, but I really wasn't at my 100% at that moment in time. And every week that I've got to come home and, get back in my routine and train and ride, I've gotten stronger every week since round one. And I kind of feel like I'm starting to hit my stride right now. And there's a lot of things that, I'm starting to really, feel like I'm on top of it instead of the bike on top of me so much. And that's one thing that I'm really excited about, that, Florida and Georgia, I still, I was riding good, and but I still wasn't exactly where I need to be. But this last month break, I got 2 wins, and then this last month break, I was really able to get in some good time, and I really felt good this past weekend to Hoosier.
So jump back, because I know one of the things that, and again, I know you can't hear the stuff that is said during in the trailer during the commentating the afternoon race, but we talked about this. We talked about what a surprise it was, not because we didn't think you were capable, but we didn't know, coming off an injury, coming off a break over the winter, how important do you feel like for you mentally or physically or both, that very first win right out of the gates when no one knew what to expect from Bryson Neal in 2022?
Oh, I mean, it just couldn't have been more like a storybook kind of opening in a sense, to go out last year on an injury, and I'm not Mr. Posty Post, and I don't post a lot of things, and not that I don't like it, it's just me in a sense. And I was kind of quiet, and no one really knew what was going to happen with me. And I had a big question mark on my back, and to come out the first race, after, like I said, I put so much work into getting this knee. I mean, it was like every day. It's like having a new puppy dog. You have to water it, feed it, stretch it, walk it. I mean, every single day it's a job. And that's what I treat it like. I treat it like it was a job, rehabbing my knee. And I got with the right people, and I did the work. And just to come out and win the very first one, not a lot of people expected that, because I know a lot of other people, unfortunately, they've had injuries, and sometimes people, they never really come back the same right from the get-go, and it takes some time to build. And for me to, be able to, it was a good time that I guess I did have the crash in late June, because I had the whole rest of the year to, strength train and get back. But just super fortunate, and just super thankful and grateful that, my first race back in GNCC, I was able to get a win.
Well, dude, so obviously that's not your only win, right, Mikey?
No, that's what the point I was going to make was, I don't know if you've watched the broadcast or not. Maybe you don't watch it at all because you don't want to hear us talking about all the other things. But, we kept throwing out the statistic. When was the last time Walker lost 3 in a row? And it turned out to be not really that long ago. It was 2020. And then I said, okay, well, let's flip that. Let's go to when was the last time someone won 3 in a row that wasn't named Walker Fowler? We had to go back a little further for that. I thought it would be the Chris Borich days. It was actually hardcore. What was it? 2016. It was the Gator.
It was the Gator, baby.
So what is, I mean, process that in your words. I mean, that's kind of some history books, really. I mean, that puts you up there with some elites.
Yeah, I mean, racing against Walker and his crew, you know, Mark Nauman and Danny, you know, they're 7-time champions, and when they come to the racetrack, they come ready, and they're tough. They're super tough. They're serious, and A to Z, you know, they got their program perfected out, and they're ready to go. So it's a tall task to line up and race them, knowing that week in and week out they're going to show up no matter what. That he's going to get the starts. He's going to be out front. You know that, but I really, really almost hasn't settled in yet. At the same time, you know, I'm just trying to keep working, keep doing my thing, keeping the rhythm, and just not try to think about it too much, and just keep at it. You know, in a sense, I told Chris Landers, my dad, when I got back to the trailer, is like, I just want to go back home and get in the shop and just start working. I don't know what it is. I'm just ready, and it's just.
So Bryson,
yeah.
that's something you and I talked about last night. That again, you know, I don't know you real super well, but I know you from being at local races. I know you did a lot of Wexers whenever we were running the Wexer series. We got to see you on those tracks. Of course, you always lapped us there because, you know, that we weren't very fast back then. But we just talked about the difference from when I used to watch you at some of the local races and what I see now. There's like a different level of strategic maturity, I don't know what to call it, that you now race with, that back then, I mean, you were crazy fast, but it was just like you were balls to the wall, and then you might break or crash. And then, you know, it doesn't seem like that's your style anymore. And it's almost like it's made you even better.
Yeah, I was talking with you yesterday about that, and it's like I discovered that raw speed, and it's like I didn't know what to do with it. I knew I was bad fast, but it was like Mikey Wayne says, feast or famine. I mean, it's just like I could ride that line, and I could ride that high pace, but I almost couldn't control it sometimes, and it'd get away from me in a sense. And Casey Greek, you know, Impact Solutions, you know, he does my shocks, and he's huge part of my program, and we're really good friends. You know, he told me a story about Chad Weenan. He never became a champion until he had to take a year off and sit on the couch when he broke his back, and he had to sit back and take himself outside of the bubble that we're all racing in week in and week out, the little circle and the hamster wheel. And he kind of saw things from another perspective, you know, and I grew up a lot in this last year. You know, I wasn't going to the races and getting to see you guys, but you know, I was watching here and there, and I'd watch the highlights. I wouldn't watch the whole race because it would make me mad. I'd watch the start, and my dad would be in there watching it and stuff, and I'd come in, I'd visit with him, and I'd just sit down for 5 minutes. I'd get mad, I'd leave again. I don't know. Just I couldn't sit there and watch it start to finish. But, you know, I feel like just being out of the circle, you know, being an outsider looking in, you know, it has made me see what is really important and what I really want to do, and the direction and how I want to do things, and the way that I was doing things, I could do them better. You know, there's more that I could have brought to the table, and you know, I'm not getting any younger. I'm starting to get, you know, one of the older guys in the class in a sense, because it keeps getting younger every year, and I ain't got, you know, the 5-year plan that I want to be in this, you know, year after year after year. You know, my old man, he's real strict and hard, and it's if we don't get the results and we're not competing, you know, trying to get 1 or 2, then it's time to go to work. And it just is what it is, type of relationship we got. And you know, I'm just trying to do everything I can right here in the moment with what I got, and that's what it is.
What was it like, you know, recovering from that injury, the mental side of it? Because you go from any professional athlete, I don't care if it's, I brought this up on Saturday, I don't care if it's GNCC, it's Supercross, it's the NBA, Major League Baseball. When a player or a rider gets injured, you know, commentators, us specifically, but social media is the other added element. You know, we talk about, oh, Walker Fowler and Bryson Neal. Everybody's talking Bryson Neal. And then you go through this moment of, I'm going through a physical recovery, Now Mikey and Rodney aren't talking about me. Now Jeff Harvey's not talking about me. Nobody's tagging me on social media. What kind of mental hurdle was that to kind of fall out of the limelight and have to sit back and kind of be like, does anybody care? I mean, we do, but I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. You know, we're not talking about Chris Borich like we used to, for example.
Mm-hmm.
What was that kind of mental hurdle for you?
No, you're right. It is the nature of the beast because, you know, it is true. You're only as good as your last race. And in this sport, you get forgotten really quick whenever you're not lining up week in and week out, unless you're Stu Baylor. Good with his massive following. My goodness, he's the man. I can't wait to see him back out there. But, you know, you get forgotten about, Mikey. And it was emotional in a sense because you're right. You go from competing for wins and trying to be that guy who, you know, maybe could beat Walker straight up for a championship maybe. And then everything, you get the carpet ripped out from you and you're not at the races no more. And then, you know, Hunter stepped up and Devin, he stepped up toward the end of the year and other riders. And, you know, it's like, it's a mental gap. Like you do all that work and you're going through the motions and you're like, am I even going to be the same? Am I even going to be able to compete? And when I get back in front of everybody, like, am I just going to be another guy? You know, am I going to be just trying to get a top 5? Like it was hard. It was really hard. And I tried to just take it, you know, day by day and just feel my way through. And I don't know how else to explain.
Because listen, bro, I mean, listen, we're all also human beings, and we all have egos, and we all have emotions. And even just like that's it. Like what I was telling you is like, it was so hard to throw my leg over to quad back again 2 rounds ago when we were able to come back and race. We were terrible. Like I hardly didn't. I almost didn't finish. Like because and was like you said, it was like immediately it was. And again, not that we're any good, but we're in the mix. And it went from talking about Hardcore Harvey in the top 3 to not even talking about Hardcore Harvey, whether he was even there. And that was in a matter of 3 race stretch. And so again, that does weigh on you because you kind of get used to your kind of how you fit into this world of racing. And just, man, like that, dude, it can be gone.
Yeah. If it makes you feel any better, at Supercross, 3 years ago, I guess, I was working with Toyota. Ryan Villapoto is walking across the pro pits. There's not a single person stopping to talk to him. And I'm like, this is Ryan Villapoto we're talking about here. So it's not just GNCC. I mean, it's all around.
Listen, Bryce, everything. I don't know if you can see the comments or not, but Ed King says this dude's on a rail. Next 8-time champ right there. No, I mean, no pressure, man.
No pressure. 8 times. That put me, I'm 26. I'd be pretty old. I don't know. I appreciate the gas though, man. But I can't see the comments, unfortunately. I can't see them right here. Well, actually, I can see it down there on the bottom of your screen. Yeah. There you are. Yeah. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate that, man.
So, all right. So
I'm just trying to get one right now, bro.
So obviously you're on a roll. And again, I told you last night, the goal of our interview here was not to beat around this Bryson Walker thing, that we really wanted to focus on getting to know you. And again, sometimes quiet demeanor can be interpreted wrong, that, you know, he's a jerk. He doesn't talk to anybody, when really it's just your personality. And I told you last night, the times I've watched you now interview over your 3 wins and getting to talk to you last night, just me and you talking, I've been super impressed with the person that you have developed into and how you're handling yourself during this time, and also how you handled yourself. You got hurt, and again, like you said, you disappeared or felt like you disappeared, and yet you just put your head down and went to work. So again, for what it's worth, for it, these couple dudes right here, hats off to how you've been handling it, man.
Man, I appreciate that so much, because it's just respect. It's all it is. Because, when you take yourself out and you're not getting to see you guys and shake hands and see the people, who love the exact same thing that you love, that's what brings us all together. That at the end of the day, every single one of us loves to see fuel burn through a carburetor or a throttle body. it don't matter who you are, you're there to race and have fun. And we're all there because we
I'm
love it.
surprised you remember what a carburetor is, man.
No, it's been a minute since 2014. I'm coming up on a decade now. But I'm just grateful, because it all got taken away from me, and that was the first time I really had something taken away in a long time that really meant so much to me. And it's just a matter of respect that nothing's a given. You just to be able to go out there and compete at a high level, and especially as something I love and do. Every time I get on the bike, every time I get to do an interview or race or see anybody at the track and have a conversation, see a fan, it's all or nothing with me, because you never know. There's days that you don't get back. There's time that you don't get back. And whenever I was sitting on the couch missing out, it really made me reflect and, really think about what's important and what matters to me.
So, Bryson, as we wrap things up here with you, and again, I appreciate you spending as much time as you have with us. Just real quick, couple comments. People giving you some love out here. Todd Muscala says, "Dude's been a humble dude since a long time." Ed King back in here says he's actually really nice, polite young man. Derek Ryan, him and his family are awesome people. So you got some supporters on here tonight that like what you're doing, and that leads me into my last kind of question for you. For our next guest, I'm just going to use him as an example. Quentin Galker won his first YXC1 overall at the Hoosier. For these young guys who are coming up through figuring it out, parents are figuring it out, programs, all that, just what advice would you give to these guys who are? I mean, these kids are fast. And when you are 8-time champion, these kids will be ones nipping at your heels possibly. So what kind of advice would you give to these young guys out here that are working hard also?
There's a few things I'd like to mention. One, it goes along with what I was saying earlier, is just, respect. It's not a given. You just don't get to show up and race. Your parents, they went out and worked hard, and they're racing and going on every weekend, traveling for you, and just for you guys as a family, and you need to enjoy it, have fun. Yeah, we all want to do good. Everyone wants to win, but winning isn't everything, especially at the youth level. My dad took me racing Gncc from 2005 until 2010. And I never won a race. I never won one Gncc my whole youth career. I never won a race until 2010 on a 300 at Snowshoe. And it just people bloom at different times in their life, and sometimes the added pressure on the kids and the parents and stuff, it stresses everyone out. And at the end of the day, you just need to really have fun, enjoy the time that you got.
Absolutely, man.
Be respectful, of your family. Tell them you love them. Tell them thank you for taking me racing, because there might be one day that you don't get to go racing no more. You never know that there could be something in the country that happens. There could be an injury. There could be multiple things, and just enjoy the little things, enjoy the moments, and tell mom and dad you love them and thank you for taking me racing.
Well, dude, that's awesome advice, man. So I told you we were going to talk about you and Walker, but this comment, we're going to talk about one thing because it's more of a positive. Kenny Vincent says Cam Coker was absolutely unreal display of speed and talent between you and Walker. And I want to tell you guys, I wish he was on here so we could tell you both. As a fan, that was one of the top 3 most fun races to watch. The back and forth that you guys put on, and hats off to GNCC for the drone footage that was able to follow you guys. I mean, you guys had to be having fun even though you were under pressure, because that was unbelievable. Was that a good time for you? Was it nerve-wracking?
It is, it's adrenaline. It's what you work for. I guess I came out on top, and that does help me want to say, yes, it was fun. But there's been times that I've gotten second, I've gotten beat straight up, and you just got to tip your hat to the guy. When you give your all and you leave it all there on the racetrack, it's just fun. That's what we live for, the adrenaline, the rush. And I had other people say that as well, man. That's the best race we've seen in a long time.
Yep.
Everything, the camera shots, the drone footage, we was glued to each other the entire day. I mean, there's a lot of things that added up to the moment, but it was fun. Don't get me wrong. And the track that day, the conditions, the weather, it was awesome. So there's going to be more racing like that, of course. You know, out of 6 races, we found each other all 6 races. You know, we've been separated by seconds by almost, I mean, every single race we found each other, and we've had good racing. So I'm sure it's going to be like that all year.
Mikey, what was it we talked about in the booth that we decided it was going to be the first one to, what was it, finish outside the, it was outside the first one to finish off the podium probably loses the championship.
I mean, that might be the reality of it.
Yeah, because you guys, I mean, it could be something just that, it could be that little of a margin that would be the difference.
You're right, because like when I left Georgia, I never knew that a 3rd place could feel like a DNF. When I left that day, I really it hurt. It really did. I was like, man, you know, that's a 9-point swing. Like that's just a day. Looking back, I wasn't on top of some things on my part, on my P's and Q's, that I felt like I was, you know, a little subpar, and there's some things that I didn't do in preparation for the race, and I got caught with my pants down. But you don't get those weekends back, and you got to make them matter. And the class is deep, and the talent it keeps growing, and that's right, exactly right. You got to maximize the points, and hopefully we can keep these things rolling and keep finishing all the races.
So listen, go ahead, Mikey.
The other side of that coin is you got 3rd, and you're beating yourself up. You come out, you win the next 3. So in hindsight, hey, maybe that 3rd comes back to haunt you. Or maybe the story is that 3rd is what changed things and set things right for you. So, I mean, it's all up to Bryce and Neil's perspective on that one.
Yeah, you are right, because when I left that day, I really did. I felt like, you know, I was upset. I've never had a 3rd place upset me so bad. And the next 2 weeks, I put it on the grindstone, and I didn't want to feel like that again. And so luckily, we've been able to get 3 in a row. And the next one's at our home track in Athens, and
that's what I was getting.
We'll try our best to get 4. You know,
that's just what I was getting ready to say. I mean, you're coming back to where you have been very public about. You know, it's one of your favorite places to race. You feel super comfortable there. You know, so I'm assuming you're looking forward to that being the next venue.
Yeah, I got it circled on my calendar for multiple reasons. One, I want to take it back out on that track and get revenge on it, you know, because it took me out last year. And I love racing there. It's like home. I get to sleep in my own bed. I got a lot of family and friends who, I don't know if you guys have this, but you have a lot of people who you talk about racing with, but they never actually get to see what you do. And it's an opportunity that a race actually comes close enough where everyone's got their busy day and everyone's got so much going on, where 1 weekend of the year we try to get people to come from home, and you know, this is what we do. This is why we can never hang out with you guys. This is what we're doing every weekend. And it's fun, you know, it's fun to have people around that, you know, love and care and try to do good in front of them.
Well, Bryson, we're going to get you out of here, man. Again, thank you for hanging out with us so long. I am going to ask you one favor here. There, Abby Harden here. Mason is a young man that races with us. He wants to come meet you to next race. So if you don't care, I'm going to grab this young man, come over to the pits, and introduce him to you. You all right with that?
Bring him on. I'd love to meet him. So
all right, Abby. So there you go, hun. So whenever I'll get with you, whenever we get to the John Penton, and I'll get Mason, and we'll go over and we'll chat for a few minutes with old Bryce and Neil here, and he can meet him.
Yeah, I would love that. And then I want to show you guys the bike for next week, and a little sneak peek. We're back in white. We're busting out a white one right here. No more black. We're busting out the white. So
what is this? Hunter Hart 2.0?
I know.
You got to have the white plastic.
But you guys got to know me.
Me and Rodney going, well, it's Hunter. No, it's Bryce and Neil.
Well,
2 hours.
If you was in my pit, my dad and Mike, they can't see very good at distance sometimes. So they can't tell with all our black there's so many dark Yamahas and where I ain't got my yellow helmet no more. That's their biggest complaint. Is I'm going to ask Chris Landers, like, hey, can I paint a bright yellow helmet again? Because I've had so many people just tell me they missed that because they can pick me out so easy.
Yeah.
But
listen, I got news for you. It's easy. It's easy to pick you out right now. You're the guy in front.
Right.
Well, it ain't always like that for me. Usually on the first lap, I'm coming from about 5th or 6th or something silly. So
Well, dude, man, good luck. We'll look forward to seeing you at the Penton. And again, you've just outstanding so far. Keep up the hard work. And again, you and Walker both we appreciate the battle that you're allowing all us to be a part of and live through the video and watch what's going on. So we'll get you out of here. But does anybody want to say thanks to before we let you go?
I'd like to just, my dad. I feel like I don't get to give enough love to my dad, but man, that's my best friend. That's my right hand man, and it's me and him in this shop. He works through the week, and I get him out of the truck. He's been working all week out of town, and he hops in the truck. I got everything ready to go, and he hops in. I take him off on the weekend, and he only gets like on Sunday afternoon, like 6 hours at the house before he's got to turn around and leave again. So, I just want to give a shout out to him, tell him I love him. Thank you for everything you've done for me, and continuing to, he's the heart and soul of my program, and we're just working our butts off trying to, Dad and Pop, this is how we started when we was young, and we're still here together trying to win at the highest level. So just want to give a shout out and a big thank you to him.
Dude, awesome. Well said, brother. So, Mikey Waynes, anything before we let Bryson go?
No, you can't top that, the father and son thing. So, hey,
absolutely.
I'm good. I'm content.
Bryson, thank you so much for joining us, man. We look forward to seeing you at John Penton, buddy.
Hey, thank you guys so much. And if you have me on again, let me know about the crown. I'll bust mine out and we'll have a time.
Got it. Deal. We'll see you, buddy. All right, bye.
Cheers, guys.
All right, Mikey Wayne. So that was our taking it to the house rider of the week, Bryson Neal, brought to you by Hauser. So great interview, Bryson. Appreciate you doing that. Quentin, if you can hear me, we're going to switch things around real quick. I'm going to bring Action Off-Road Jason Stewart on next because I know that he is actually at a dinner thing with family. So we're going to try to go ahead and get him on here. So we are actually, this segment of the show, Mikey, is going to be, it's called our Custom Axis All Smooth News of the Week. Because if you've ever ridden Custom Axis shocks, it's all smooth all the time. So we are going to welcome to the show here Jason Stewart with Action Off-Road. And we're going to talk to him both about Action Off-Road and a big event that happens in the summertime, Action Off-Road Camp for everyone. So, Jason, welcome, buddy.
Hey, guys. How y'all doing tonight?
Good, man. Good. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you got, I think you told me it was like Tuesday night was family night or something. But yeah, you stepped away to join us for a few minutes. So really appreciate you doing that, man.
Anytime.
Hey, so Action Off-Road, it seems like it just keeps getting bigger and growing, and I see more Action Off-Road graphics everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's Action Off-Road T-shirts, hats, graphics. So how's it going? Jason, we can't hear you.
Can't hear me. Can you hear me
now?
There
we go.
Yes.
There we go.
Oh, okay. Well, I shouldn't cover up the mic. That probably helps. Technology, not my strong suit. So, no, Action Off-Road. Essentially, you know what? Everything's going really well with it. You know what? The pros, you know what? We support a lot of pros on the line. Lots of different series we're supporting, different races and things like that. And you know what? The Sons are helping grow the business and promote it. And you know what? We're selling some more stuff every week.
So before we get into the reason you're really on here, just already got a comment right off the bat. Action Off-Road Camp is top notch. We've been every year with Phelan, and it makes the biggest difference. It's awesome. And I know this young lady, Phelan Holcomb, actually won her class at the Hoosier and rode really well. So I know that what you're doing is making a difference. Abby Harbin here says the kids love the camp. So you got some support here. So tell us a little bit about how this kind of thing, why did you want to do this?
Well, you know what? I mean, we're most people know we're from Georgia, so there's not really any camps down in Georgia. And you know what? I honestly have to say, you know what? I rode four-wheelers as a kid, but I'm nowhere near as fast as my kids. So any suggestions I ever had, they just said, Dad, you don't know. So I, started to make some friends with the pros and some things like that, and essentially came up with the idea of a camp, So they do know. They are some of the fastest people out there, and they ride the front row, and they can give the knowledge to these kids on a top level playing field, if you know what I'm saying.
So the camp has been hugely successful. You've had great turnouts for every year you've had it. Even though you had some weather challenges last year, it still turned out. Kids had a ball. And I notice that a lot of the kids who are winning and winning championships, on their resume is Action Off-Road Camp. I think it's a component, and you guys have had to get feedback similar to that.
We have. You know what? It's pretty humbling, to be honest with you, because it started as a way to get everybody out there riding with some pros and get some, a few tips here and there, and it's turned into something that is really, really bigger than I ever thought. You know what? My kids enjoy helping. The wife helps. You know what? We're expecting close to 100 kids this year, which is pretty cool. So the greatest thing is it's just like a race environment. We have multiple tracks set up. We time the kids when they get there, and then we time the kids when they leave. And that for us shows a little bit of value for the parents for what they spend. I can't go out there and win a race for the kids that come, but I can show you, hey, from A to B, we shaved, 5 seconds, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's minutes. It just really depends on what's going on.
Well, you got to remember too that 5-10 seconds a lap in a 4-lap race adds up pretty quick. I mean, you're talking about a minute, 2 minutes, making a big difference in finishing where you are in the overall in your class. So I know that's one of the things that when you were very first doing the camp, you wanted it to be something that the riders, basically the kids and the parents, could see some measurable evidence that the camp was beneficial.
100%. You're exactly right.
So tell us about the camps coming up this summer, July 13th through the 16th.
Yep, you're exactly right. 13th through the 16th. We're hosting it at Camp Coker, which obviously we already had a race there. They give us full access to the ground, so the kids get to explore all the tracks that are already built. We kind of build our own tracks. The pros help. We get there a few days early, so we build a custom track for all the kids and adults. That's one thing that we really want to stress. I know there's a bajillion different ATV racers out there, and it's a training camp. You know what? We are there to teach anybody that wants to go faster how to get faster. You know what? We got last year we had a woman from IXCR. She was 60 plus years old. She loved it. We got a few older folks. I hate to say older, but I mean, hey, if you're getting out there racing,
like Harvey's age,
on a
Well, hey,
I don't want to. Hey, you said that, not me.
Jason, I know you might not be able to see it, but this is my son. He throws a comment in the comment section. Is there an age limit on this camp? Because I think hardcore needs a little help right now.
Hey, we can get you back to your top form. You just come on down.
That's my son.
Hey, tough love, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank God my son's phones aren't working in the restaurant because there's no telling what they would put here.
So do you have commitments already? What are some of the pros that are going to be back, or is there anybody new coming that you haven't had before, or what do you know yet?
Yep. You know what? We got here. I'm reading off a list. It's a long list, to be honest with you. You know what? We got Adam McGill. He's helped me each year. And he's definitely coming back. He enjoys the kids. He enjoys teaching everybody. We got Kate Osborne, women pro. We got Josh Merritt. We got Cole Richardson. We got Hunter Hart. We got Jared McClure. We got Angel McGee. We got some 4x4 riders. We got Landon Wolf and Hayden Mickelson. We got John Galata Jr. And then we do some other things as well. We got, Mason Raiders coming down. We got HC Conditioning. And then we got DeRisi. So essentially it's a full gamut of anything to do with racing. Mason can help you set up your social media and talk to you about getting sponsors, HC Conditioning, and tell you, how to prep for a race, how much water to drink, what to eat. And then,
she's brutal. I got to tell you, she's brutal. I've been there, done that.
Yes, indeed.
Mikey, have you ever experienced HC Conditioning, Haley McGill workout?
No, I probably should.
Actually, it's Harley Crowfoot now, but yeah,
I'm stuck at 240, so I probably should.
I'm in the 240 club. There's nothing wrong with that, Mikey.
Hey, let's go. The big bore class.
There you go.
She will put you down. I'm just saying.
It.
Yep. It's, you know what? It's great to see everybody. All the pros get along. We find different parts on the track to teach individual things. And the great thing, a lot of people ask, what's unique? Every person that comes to camp gets their one-on-one time with the pros. It's not a show where the pro shows up and leaves. They're there to dedicate their time for 4 solid days, 8 hours a day. So it's when you talk about training, some people ask, can I bring 2 bikes? And I'm like, I really expect you to bring 2 bikes if you want to have a bike running at the end of it. On average.
Listen, and Jason, I can tell you that is something just from talking with parents. So not connected to you being on here, whatever. That's the number one thing I hear from parents that say, my kid got individualized instruction from Adam McGill, from Harner Hart. And that was that's probably more valuable in selling the camp than any sells itself. I mean, that the parents know that the word of mouth is out. Of course, I think you're growing. Do you have a cap on enrollment, or is it just, what do you?
Am I going to cap it? I mean, obviously, there's only so many pros I can invite. So
right.
We do like to keep, we call them pods, training pods. We break everybody up in very similar speeds. So it kind of helps the pros teach them, keeps like-minded folks together. And usually those pods are 10 folks or less. So it's not like you're out there with 20 or 30 folks and, you're waiting all the time. It's a lot of ride time. It's a lot of one-on-one attention. So, you know what? I can tell you, I would love for as many folks to go sign up on the website or at least put a deposit down. We have a payment plan. You don't have to pay it all in full. We provide 3 meals a day for the participant. They're home cooked, great Southern cooked meals. And then the fun thing is after dinner every night we have a fun game, and you get to sit there and eat with the pros. And then we do giveaways. So, depending on how your day went, we give away prizes for all kinds of stuff. It could be, some people need tires. Some people need discounts on gloves, gear. Yeah. Some people need graphics. We have a lot of folks that do a lot of donations, a lot of supporters, SSI, GBC, Kenda, a lot of these sponsors that are sponsoring your thing tonight. So it's really great to see the whole community and the whole race world get together and help this grow.
Absolutely. So Danica Holcomb backs up what you just said. She says these pros truly invest in the kids. After our first year, the pros have always asked about Phelan and how she's done in races, etc. It's not just the camp experience; it's also after the camp. So,
that's awesome.
Dude, that's easy advertisement right there, man.
Hey, I appreciate the kind words. She's usually the first one to sign up, and she's a big proponent. And you know what? We've seen Phelan grow, and like you said, we see her on the podium now. It's great. It's
absolutely. Go ahead, Mikey.
Well, I was going to say, just to back up Jeff's point, normally outside of this last weekend, I'm the podium guy. So, always give, the kids the opportunity to thank their sponsors, obviously. And Action Off-Road is, and I can say this on this show because, when I'm at the race, I have to focus on series sponsors, which is completely understandable. But, in a show like this, I can say that Action Off-Road, you guys are doing something that no one else is doing. And I know the kids are grateful. I know that, the old guys like Jeff, they're grateful. but at the same time, I think sport quads in general, we all know the condition as far as factory support for quads. And I know we are grateful for guys like you and Action Off-Road Camp.
Absolutely.
I mean, immensely. Yes. We need
it.
We need it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna move on because this show has taken a negative turn towards myself and my age. So,
I'm just glad we're not talking about me being chubby. We got to get Haley Crowfoot. Outside of that, we're doing good.
So, Jason. Again, I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but I would love if there would be a way that Hardcore Harvey Motorsports Life Behind the Pros show could work with you and Action Off-Road in some way. Is that something that you would entertain?
Definitely. You know what? How about this? How about we just do a giveaway for one camp spot at this year's camp? You know
Dude.
what? You handle the giveaway, and you know what? I'd be more than happy to donate that and welcome some great participant to the camp this year for you, Harvey.
Dude, thank you, man. I didn't mean all, but that's awesome. Thank you so much. So, folks, I'm kind of on the spot here. So we're going to come up with some type of contest, Jason, or some type of way that folks can enter. And then I will include you. And if you don't mind, I'll include Mikey Waynes, and we'll figure out how to properly give away that amazing gift that you're giving somebody out there, a scholarship to Action Off-Road Camp. And I'm going to turn around and put some pressure on some of our other sponsors and see whether we can't get some other stuff for some of these kids as a way to enter the contest, and see if we can't make it a little bit bigger for more kids to get something from participating. So Jason, man, that's awesome of you, brother. Thank you very much.
Quite welcome, sir. Quite welcome.
All right, man. Well, listen, I know we've taken up plenty of your family night dinner time, so we're going to let you go. Is there anything you'd like to wrap up or say before we let you go, man?
You know what? A lot of people ask, how do you sign up? You know what? It is www.actionoffroadcamp.com, has its own website. You click get started, and it essentially takes you to a portal that you can sign yourself up. You know what? And you know what? We welcome as many folks that want to come make it. So it's going to be a great year.
Awesome, man. Jason, thank you for again taking time out to be with us tonight, man. Mikey, anything for Jason before we let him go?
Yeah, I made a post on Facebook today. Make sure when you text your wife, tell her "I love you!" ! Not just love you, because apparently we both get in trouble for this.
I will pass that on, guys. Y'all are great. I appreciate y'all so much. Thanks for having me on.
All right, Jason. Thanks, buddy. Mikey, that's good
cool.
night, dude. That is fantastic. So that was our custom access all smooth news of the week. Jason Stewart, Action Off-Road. Not only did we get to talk to him about the camp, but also found out that he is going to step to the plate and allow us to work with families and kids to enter a contest to give away a free entry to the camp coming up in July. So, dude, I'm pumped about that. I'm having a hard time focusing on what's next.
Announcers need not apply.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Clay, I'm not going. Thanks, son. All right, so we're gonna jump back here. Speaking of young people in camps, so this is the section of our show, Mikey, that is brought to us by Sunstar Chains and Sprockets. It is our Sunstar Rising Star of the Week. This is going to be Quentin Galker. And Quentin, just give you a quick backstory before we bring him on, got his very first overall YXC1 and overall win at this last weekend, Gncc Round 6, the Hoosier. So he is our Rising Star of the Week. And ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Quentin Galker. Hey, Quentin, you gotta unmute your mic, buddy. There you go.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. And I appreciate you being patient so we could get I knew he was at dinner with his family, so we just swapped you and him. So Quentin, you got anything you want to say to Mikey Waynes?
Where were you at? Were you out on the podium?
I was back home enjoying whiskey. No, I was hey, Rodney wasn't able to make it this weekend. I had to fill in his shoes at the start, and I know.
Yeah.
Blah blah.
It was the B team all week, and I'm so sorry I missed your first win, man.
I'm expecting
this young man's been waiting for his first win, and to hear you say "pop that champagne," blah blah, and you took it away from him.
I know. I feel bad. You know, you know what, Quentin? You just got to go out there and do it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There you go, Quentin.
Easy, man.
Yeah. So, Quentin, that's a great segue. So tell us about your day and your first overall GNCC win, YXC1.
I mean, I want to definitely say, like, it definitely felt good to finally do it. I mean, I knew it was only a matter of time. It was just waiting for the right opportunity for it. So I feel like that was how that was. I mean, the race, I mean, everything, it was just so muddy and the mud was just so thick and just slick. It was just a matter of who could get through bottlenecks fastest. And I feel like that's what it came down to.
So tell us how your day went. Did you get the whole shot? Where were you? How'd things go?
Off the start, I had a bad start. I mean, my bike, it fires every time first kick, except for when the flag drops.
It's the jinx of the green flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flagitis is what we call that. Flagitis.
Yes.
I mean, my dad says it's me, but I don't know.
Well, your dad's always right. Your dad's always right. So it's you.
Always right.
Absolutely. So what happened? You go in the woods last? Did you go mid-pack? Where'd you go?
I would say by the time I made it in the woods, I was probably about mid-pack. And when I came to the finish on the first lap, I want to say about 6 or 7, somewhere in there. And I was able to make 2 passes in the motocross track. 2 kids went on the outside, and I was able to get around them. And then I just kind of rode from there. I got in the second, lashed on the first, and I'd say midway through the third lap, I was able to make a pass in the straightaway when we got caught up in lappers.
So then did you hold the lead from there?
Yeah.
So at that point, what was your mental state like when you realized you were in the lead? This could happen today. Like how what was going on inside the helmet?
I mean, I was happy, but I knew I had to keep calm in order to make sure I didn't hit anything or whatever. So I just kind of stayed calm, and then right before the finish, I just finally admitted to myself that I had it.
So did you have any close calls, like that one of those bobbles, like you're, oh my goodness, no, oh my goodness, no, because I've done it.
Nothing like me, like hitting anything, but I would just say there's a couple kids that got stuck in front of me, so it was like I had to get off and kind of help them. So that was kind of.
Oh, wait a minute. So wait a minute, Mikey, wait till you hear the rest of this story. So one of these people who got stuck was his sister.
Oh no, you listen. I got 2 little sisters. You just gotta let them suffer, okay?
So this the moral dilemma that he had. So quit. You got to tell us. That was a great story. Tell us about that.
The devil on this shoulder, the angel on this shoulder.
Yeah.
Just pass her, let her go, and no, you got to stop this family.
It's not really her. That's not really her. It just looks like her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I came past. So I lapped the girl in second that was in her class, and so I came up on Bella, and she was stuck, but I was able to get around. So, and then because there were guys helping her already, so she finally got out, but there was a bottleneck on the last lap. So I went to try to make a line, and I got stuck on a log. And the girl that was in her class, she ended up going in the line that I was in. So, and she got stuck right at the very end. So I looked, because I knew if I would have helped her, then Bella would have been mad, and so I looked around and I didn't see anything. So I just I made a choice, and I got the girl unstuck. And I mean, when I was going through my mind, I was like, I either wait here until it clears up and risk getting past, or I get out. So
now last night you told me it's slightly different. You said that you decided you were just going to hit that girl and shove her out of the way.
I mean, I did hit her to get her out because she was stuck a way.
Win's a win. You got to.
Yeah.
So you got her out. You got her out. Your sister finished. You didn't leave her out there stranded, did you?
No.
All right. Did she have anything to say to you, like after the race? Like, you weren't going to help me, were you?
Oh, she came up to me and she was yelling at me. She said that I cost her the win, and she was ecstatic. I mean, she's still a little mad, but she's gotten over it a little bit.
Well, yeah, tell her, listen, it was an overall win. It wasn't just a class win. I mean, it's a little different.
Bingo.
Like, if you were just trying to win your class, then, maybe, but dude, first overall win.
Overall, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd have done the same thing, and we'd have worked it out back at the house.
Yeah.
So, dude, now you've done it. So now you've done it. How do you feel about moving forward now? You feel like you're going to be able to be in the mix now regular basis, or do you feel like things just lined up for you, or what do you think?
Yeah, I feel like it will be easier for me because like toward the beginning of the season, I didn't really know like what I was going to be able to do, and then in Camp Coker, I got second, so that's when I kind of knew that I was able to run with them because I was pretty far back and I was able to catch up with them. So I felt like going into this race I was going to be good. I knew I can catch them and run up with them. So,
well, good deal, man. So congrats on your first overall win. You got to do it again because that guy right there, he's got to do a podium for you. He owes you a podium.
I owe you a P1 interview, not a P3, not a P2. Yeah. I owe you an overall interview. So I got you.
I'll work toward it.
Well, Quentin, listen, congratulations, man. Thank you for being on here this evening and joining us, telling us about your overall win and your first experience. Who do you want to say thanks to, man, for helping you get to where you are?
I want to thank my dad for doing everything for me and getting the bikes ready. And Patrick Racing, ODI Grips, Impact Solutions, Alpine Stars, Tire Balls, Flex Handlebars, Wrath Racing, Lone Star Racing, 92 Goggles, Fourworks, Hinson Racing, Bell Helmets, Precision, and Flat Racing.
Good deal, man. Well done. So, Quentin, are you going to be at the East Coast race this weekend? We're going to see you?
Yeah, I will be.
All right, buddy. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you out there. Congrats again. I know Mikey Waynes is looking forward to you at the John Penton. So put it on the box again in the center of the box, and then we can get that interview wrapped up. And Quentin, we will see you. We'll see you Saturday at the East Coast race, buddy.
All right. See you then.
All right, man.
Keep up the good work, man.
All right. That was our Sunstar Chains and Sprockets Rising Star Rider of the Week, Quentin Galker, with his YXC 1 youth overall at GNCC round 6, the Hoosier. Mikey, so now we're going to get into one of my favorite parts, and I've been told that this is starting to catch on. The fantasy league. The fantasy league.
Let's go.
We're not making picks tonight. So you got to come back. You got to possibly come back next week, but we're going to select the classes that we're going to be studying to make our picks next Tuesday.
Okay.
Ready. How's that? All right. So that brings us to, and I want to give a shout out to our new sponsor also. So that's going to bring us to our Steel City Poured Walls ATV fantasy results. And Mikey, we were not able to do fantasy for round 6. We didn't get it done. And so we are clear back to round 5 at the Camp Coker Bullet. So we're going to go back. We're going to look at those results real quick, and then we're going to pick our new. But I want to give a huge shout out to – hold on real quick. Let's see here. Let's pull this down. Huge shout out to Steel City Poured Walls. I'm going to try to hold these up to the camera. Our new sponsor for the ATV fantasy portion. Those are $400 worth of $50 gift cards that Steel City Poured Walls has put into the show so that we can give a $50 gift card to each fantasy round winner. So thank you very much to Steel City Poured Walls. Those of you who don't know, that is basically Wilhelm Racing and Ryan Wilhelm Racing program. So Scott Wilhelm and Nikki Wilhelm and Ryan, thank you guys so much for being huge supporters of the show and jumping on board to be to help us out. So round 5, real quick, our winners. So we had first of all, no one was even close to this guy. So first place, Derek Davis. He had 33 points, and dang. I was in second. I was on the podium again, Mikey, but I only had 15 points. Like, it was a poor showing. And then third place was Craig Ostrich with 12 points. So it was tough. It was a tough go for the fantasy picks. And our top 10 overall, you'll see the point spread is huge. So our first place, again, was Derek Davis. Second place was Hardcore. Third place was Craig Ostrich.
I'm on the
Fourth place was it's like kissing your sister in fourth place. You're almost on the podium, but not quite. Fifth place was Brandon Rogers with 12 points. Sixth place was Toby Hughes, 9 points. Seventh was Caitlin Ritchie, 9 points. Eighth place, look but you're not near as bad as my son, ex-Sealay, with a measly 9 points. And listen, for the second fantasy week in a row, Nathan Pierce is the last man standing with 6 points. So, Nathan, if you're out there, brother, don't give up. You can only go up from here. You can only go up from here, man. So, what do you think, man? So, so you've not done that with us other than once. Tell me, what did you think about that experience?
That fourth place has got me chomping at the bit now. I want that podium spot. I want to interview myself on the podium. No, that's heartbreaking. This is the first taste I've had of. I have a whole new perspective for guys to get fourth now, just off the box. I'm devastated.
So, fantasy stuff. You think it's a good thing? Is it fun? You think it's something to keep people involved?
Absolutely, and I love your format of it. I know my buddies over at oh man, and I'm drawing a blank. Another podcast, ATV Focus, Split Line. Yeah, they run a fantasy as well, but it's focused on the pros. I like what you're doing with showing some love to the amateur riders. Kind of gets everybody involved, and I really like that. So,
real quick, speaking of Split Lines, so we actually have been invited. I'm going over to their studio tomorrow night. I'm going to be on Split Lines with those guys. Again, rehashing the weekend, talking about the round 6 of GNCC and talking about some of the other stuff upcoming. So, folks, if you haven't heard enough of me, tomorrow night, I think they go at 7 also. Split Lines Off-Road will be joining that show. And again, looking forward to the opportunity, just like with being on the GNCC Live. Anytime that we get a chance to get on somewhere and talk about racing, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. So, all right, man. So let's set this up. So up next are Steel City Poor Walls GNCC ATV Fantasy Class Selection for the John Penton. We are going to let me grab the screen share for our ATV Fantasy in the morning.
Man, you are tech savvy. I'm just saying.
We're working on it, brother. We're working on it. We're trying to make this legit.
I'm impressed.
All right, man. So we're gonna spin the wheel. Okay. We're gonna spin the wheel and see what our morning fantasy class will be. And yeah, here we go. Maybe
I gotta give a shout out 4x4C. My buddy Lucas Grounds getting 4th in that class on Sunday or Saturday. It's incredible. Oh
yeah. Hey, real quick, while I'm getting the tech here, tell everybody about that real quick.
Well, for those, I'm sure everybody knows. I probably don't have to explain it in too much detail, but basically, Lucas Grounds rode bikes, was paralyzed, has been on the road to recovery. Very slim chance he'll walk again. However, he is certainly shocking everyone with his progress. Ended up racing 4x4C this last weekend at the Hoosier and finished in 4th, without the use of his legs. And it blew me away.
So you told me they Velcroed his legs to the tank.
Well, they ended up, that was the plan. I don't know if they couldn't find strong enough Velcro or what, but they ended up using a bungee cord. I spoke with his mom, and she said if he wants to do it again, they're thinking about magnets, like some strong magnets, and it made sense to me because, if he's Velcroed to the thing or bungee corded to the thing and it goes over,
dude, yeah,
what happens? But if it's magnets, he can kind of fall away from the
and
machine.
Listen, I saw some video of him, and it wasn't like he was going slow.
No, I'm telling you that kid has no quit in him, and
he was rolling.
So inspiring. Yeah, he's incredible.
So what a great story. So I'm assuming he's gonna, if he does it again, Mike, you keep us posted. I'd love to.
Absolutely.
Actually, if you can set it up, then he's going to keep going. Let's bring him on here and let's talk to him.
Yeah, for sure.
And people would love. That's a great story. So I think I got it. So here we go. Our ATV Fantasy morning class is going to be, unless it's a repeater, then we spin again. The Mikey Wayne's dance. Our morning class is going to be C, 16 to 18, in morning, 16 to 18. So let's see who's in that class real quick. So this is where I miss Exile.
He's on
He
it.
kind of has this already in the works.
Well, hey, last time I had my laptop out and I was kind of cheating, like looking up names and stuff. Now I'm out in the garage. My laptop, my Wi-Fi is no good out here. I should have brought it just in case, but I might be SOL here.
So we're going to let's get on here. We're looking for 16 to 18C.
How
there we
cool
go.
is the Warrior class, by the way?
Oh, dude, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Except when Aaron Hendershot runs, it's like a slam dunk. That dude, dude can flat out roll. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So 16 to 18. So Mikey, look here. The points leaders in this class have not won a race. So the top 3 podium guys in this class have not won a race this year. So, this is LJ Horton's class. So he's a local kid around here. I tried to get him on the show. He won't do it. He's too shy. His dad tried to get him on the show.
It's probably because I butchered his name so long on the podium.
You butchered LJ?
Lateran, and finally I got it dialed to Latarian.
Yeah, or LJ, like as we call him, LJ.
I didn't know I could call him LJ. I wish I'd have known that, 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, so he came out like gangbusters, wins at the first 2 rounds, the second at the third round, and then now he's had some struggles. So and then we've got Christian Worth, who's got back-to-back wins in round 4 and 5, and then Keegan Taylor has split wins from round 3 to round 6. So we got 3 guys with 2 wins.
Christian Worth has a video on his phone of me at this last race because he lost his phone. And this is my rule. If I find your phone, and a lot of people don't know this, but you can't access the camera or the video camera without accessing the phone, right?
Okay.
I will pull that camera up and I will take video and I will take pictures with it like crazy.
So it sounds like
you gotta post pictures of what I post and tag me. And he's not posted anything yet. So he's kind of on my SHIT list.
So it sounds like you've got a little score to settle with him.
That's right. So I'm taking him 3rd.
Oh, you're gonna pick him right now?
Oh, are we not picking? I'll wait.
No, we're just setting up the classes.
Okay. Then I won't pick him yet. I will say that I will. He's. What are we gonna do this next week and pick him?
Yes. Tuesday will be the picks before the week of the race. So that way, hopefully, we can get XC back in here also.
So we'll give Worth a week, Christian Worth a week. If he posts my video that I took on his phone, he's got my P1. Otherwise, I ain't gonna show love. No way.
All right, so we got it up here. All right. Here we go. For our afternoon fantasy, we're going to be looking at. You got to do your dance, man. You got to do your dance. What was it?
The white guy dance.
Who knew the fantasy would have its own dance?
Senior A 40 plus.
Senior A 40 plus. I can't remember if we've already had them.
Is that Papa P's class?
No, that's vet A 30. That's 30 plus.
Vet A 30 plus. Ooh, he's gonna text me. What do you mean 40 plus, bud?
Now we're gonna go. I don't think we're gonna go with this. I don't think we've done them. So let's pull this up real quick. I got them mounted up here, ready to go. Let's see, Gncc fantasy. There we go. All right, so here we go. Here's our afternoon class, and we're looking for senior A. All right, there it is, senior A. Another class, dude, wins all over the place.
Oh boy.
So Chris Conklin with your points leader with 2 wins early, but hasn't had a win since round 2. Then you've got Brian Shaw with the win at round 3. Zach Phillips, a local favorite with wins at 4 and 5. And then out of the nowhere, the Marlboro man, Todd Muscala. Todd Muscala picks up the win at round 6. So, dude, that class, it's a crapshoot.
Yeah, I like that. I'm in.
All right, so between now and next Tuesday, you got to get your picks ready. And I'm almost thinking that you've been on the show long enough now that you might have to follow the same rules that Clay and I follow.
I'm good with that. I won't even argue.
So yeah, we're gonna try that. So next Tuesday, folks, as part of episode 9, we're gonna do our fantasy picks live on for those 2 classes. So it was C class 16 to 19. Is that right?
I think 16 to 18, maybe.
16 to 18, and then Vet A 40 plus.
Yep.
And that will be our Steel City Poured Walls fantasy class selections for GNCC round 7, the John Penton. And we'll be picking those again next week. So last thing I got, Mikey, before we wrap things up is our 9-2. It's our 9-2 clear view look ahead for where we're racing this weekend. So we've got round 4 of the New East Coast Series of the Warrior on May 14th for ATVs and the 15th for motorcycles. Wexer is racing their round 2 at Husted Hills down in Amesville, Ohio on the 15th Sunday. And Mountain State Hare Scramble, round 4, Bull Run Raceway. They race quads on Sunday opposite of NECXC, and that one is at Masontown. So one thing I want to make sure everybody remembers is at the NECXC races, we are actually live streaming the micro and the youth races through this show format here, and we're trying to do those races live so people can kind of tune in. So if you can't be there or know family members that can't be there, encourage them to tune in. It's through Facebook Live, or it's also on YouTube under Hardcore Harvey Motorsports. So we're trying to do something obviously nowhere near the level of GNCC Live, but we're winging it, and it's actually been very popular on YouTube. We've got several hundred views on every one of our videos so far. So we're going to keep doing it, and hopefully we can get it figured out. Mikey, we also have our own drone that we almost got it figured out at round 3. So we're hoping at round 4 we have the opportunity to do our own little drone section, but we'll see. Who knows? Again,
that's awesome.
It's our old Milwaukee effort with what we're trying to do.
The back of the fridge, man. The back of the fridge.
So, Mikey, anything to wrap up tonight? Episode 8.
Throw an idea off of you. The local series. I know DQ and I've talked about this over in Indiana. You know, we've got IXCR and Crossroads and MWXC. Have you ever thought of doing, a Life Behind the Pros Hardcore Hobby podcast live from a local?
Yeah, so we are trying to actually work with Kenda. So Drew Blackley, if you catch this, this is now catching traction. Our goals with Hardcore Harvey Motorsports is to actually have the opportunity to go out and visit different local series and promote those series through a show live, also go race, be a part of the venue, be able to talk, firsthand about the tracks and the promoters. And so if anybody out there is a local series promoter, or one of the local series promoters, and you can figure out how to help get us there and help get us involved in a series, get us signed up to race, we are willing to come do that. So all we're asking is that, someone host us and make it possible for us to keep our expenses down with making that kind of travel.
If you do that, let me know. I would love to come, help out if I'm free that weekend.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, I would definitely help out with that. That's something I know David Quell and DQ and I wanted to do with some of the Indiana series. Honestly, this is the first I've kind of said it publicly. We spoke about it privately. Like, hey, it'd be cool, if we went to an IXCR and just live streamed the show from the track. I mean,
yeah. So if we work
podium or what,
well, if we could work collaboratively on that, because here's why. This program that we use here we could have several cameras hooked up, and we can pull those cameras into this show independently or all together. So you could do a much smaller version of what we're doing at the Nationals and see different parts of the track.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, quality is not the same, but the idea is similar. So again, folks, if you're out there, people could help us with this.
Absolutely.
We want to do that. We're hoping that something that Kenda's going to get on board with, and it would be something that Kenda would be promoting Kenda by going around and doing that at different locations. But man, I'm thrilled to hear you say that, because we have had this exact conversation with some sponsors.
Good. Love it.
Yeah, dude. So, and again, DQ, I'd love for have him be involved as well. Both of you guys could do it while I'm racing, and I could, come in afterwards and join, and we could make it a team effort and see if we can't pull it off.
Yeah, I would be down. I'd love to. I miss locals. I don't get me wrong. I love GNCC. I love doing the Nationals, but there's something about, like, obviously this last weekend, the Hoosier, that was home for me, and seeing so many faces. I mean, I saw kids that I hadn't seen in, 6-7 years, and they're grown-ass men at this point. So I really miss the locals, because I know a lot of people at GNCC, whether it's pros down to micros, but at locals, it's like walking into the Cheers bar in Boston. Everybody knows your name, right? I mean, it's
absolutely,
it's family.
Mikey,
it's cool.
Mikey Wades.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Well, listen, that's one of our goals is to come at some point, work our way to where we can be in the same conversation with Bottleneck Live and you guys, and be able to, again, can keep doing this, because we're not going to be able to race forever, but I'd love to be able to be part of racing for long term. So,
absolutely.
Mikey, we're going to wrap things up with this. We're going to add to the stream here. We've got 28 entries in our swag giveaway. So we are going to wrap things up with our drawing. If you have not entered, I'll give you about 30 seconds to enter. All you need to do is make a comment in the comment section. It automatically adds you to the drawing. And Mikey, dude, thank you so much for stepping up again and helping co-host the show, man. Anytime, it's an open invitation. Anytime you're available on Tuesday night, we will compare whiskeys of the week. So you got to have something different for next Tuesday. You got to be working on something different.
Okay, I got you. I've only got about 200 different bottles to choose from. So.
Oh, well, we got a lot of we got a lot of episodes then. All right, here's our drawing of the week. 29 entries. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. So our Hardcore Harvey Motorsports Life Behind the Pros swag giveaway this week is going to go to. Oh, hey, Mikey,
good luck with that.
Can you pronounce that?
Yeah, Jeffrey, of course I can. It's
Visacia.
I'm going to go with Vakakia.
Okay.
That's not right at all.
Well, congratulations, man. And thank you for joining the show. Appreciate it. So I'll get some information out from you. And again, we're giving away a Evans Coolant shirt, a Kenda hat, and some DP Brake swag. So that will be the giveaway this week. So big things coming, Mikey. I do want you to put your thinking cap on.
Okay.
I do want to do I think I've decided just in the few minutes since we talked to Jason Stewart, I think I'd like the entry for the free Action Off-Road Scholarship. I think I'd like it to be some type of video entry where folks would have to do a video, something along the lines of why they want to go to Action Off-Road Camp. And I also want it to be tied into, wanting to be part of Hardcore Nation. That's kind of, I know that might sound weird, but that's kind of my goal here, is just to have this thing that's this Hardcore Nation thing that people can associate with, and characteristics of people who go out and want to have a good time, but work hard at what they do. And they're passionate about their sport and their hobby. So that's kind of, whenever we say, Hardcore Nation, that's what we really mean. So we're going to come up with some ground rules. Maybe, Mikey, you can help me. You've done more of this than I have, so maybe be thinking about how we could structure it. Mainly my concern is how we collect the entries, like that wouldn't be hard to keep track of.
It's tough. I mean, if they tag
that's not what I was hoping you would say.
I've done these giveaways on Bottleneck, and it gets you get in the weeds a little bit, but easiest way is, tagging you. If they want to tag me, GNCC, whatever the case is, whatever you come up with. And I'll share it. I'll share it too. I'll share it on social media.
Awesome, man.
All that good stuff.
All right. Well, Mikey Waynes, thanks for joining us tonight, man. We will see you next Tuesday for our
Sounds
fantasy picks. And have a good weekend, buddy. I'll see you.
All right. See you, Jeff. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir, buddy. We'll see you, man.
See you.
All right, folks. So that's going to wrap up Life Behind the Pros, Season 3, Episode 8. Thank you all for that hung out with us tonight. If you know people that did not watch the show or weren't on here live, please encourage them. Bryce and Neil, what a great interview. Quentin Galker, great interview. Jason Stewart with the Action Off-Road offered to give away a free entry to the Action Off-Road Camp. Please help us spread the word, get people to go on YouTube or Facebook Live and watch this later on. And again, be paying attention for the contest that's going to be revolving around how to enter to win that Action Off-Road Camp scholarship. Also, we're going to give away a set of Kenda tires as part of that too. I've just decided, and I know Larry Mills, he's given us some DP brake giveaways, so we're going to give a whole set of brakes away. And other sponsors of ours, if you hear this and you want to get involved, get a hold of me. I'd love to have a big turnout to give a bunch of stuff away to not only the kids but the adults who want to enter also. So, guys, great show tonight. Thanks everybody for all the comments and being involved and participating in the podcast and the live stream. So just remember, like we say here at Hardcore Nation, and all you do, go hardcore. Thanks, guys.